Captain Jack, his crew, and Xander emerged from the cave, their eyes scanning the horizon for any sign of the Kraan. But the landscape was quiet, with no trace of the hostile aliens. "We need to find this person who can help us," Jack said, looking at Xander. "Where do we start?" Xander led them towards a nearby laboratory, one that had been abandoned for years. But as they approached the building, they saw that it was no longer abandoned. There were lights on inside, and the sound of machinery whirring. "This way," Xander said, leading them towards the back entrance. As they entered the laboratory, they saw that it was filled with strange devices, machines that they had never seen before. But as they explored deeper into the laboratory, they saw that it was not just any lab. It was a time lab, filled with portals and machines that could manipulate time itself. Jack was amazed. "This is incredible," he said, staring at the devices in wonder. But Xander was focused on something else. He was looking for someone, a scientist who could help them repair the Endeavor. "Here she is," Xander said, pointing towards a woman who was working on a device in the corner of the room. The woman looked up as they approached, her eyes widening in surprise. "Who are you?" she asked, her hand reaching for a nearby blaster. Xander stepped forward. "We're friends," he said, holding up his hands. "We need your help." The woman studied them for a moment, then lowered her blaster. "What do you need?" she asked. "We need to repair our ship and get off this planet," Jack said. "Can you help us?" The woman nodded. "I can fix your ship," she said. "But you need to help me first. I'm trying to create a time portal, one that can take us anywhere we want to go." Jack was intrigued. "A time portal? What does it do?" "It allows us to travel through time," the woman said, a glint in her eye. "Imagine being able to go back in time, to change the course of history. Or forward in time, to see what the future holds." Jack couldn't believe what he was hearing. A device that could control time? It was a game changer. "We'll help you," Jack said. "What do we need to do?" The woman led them to a device in the center of the room, one that looked like a giant orb. "We need to activate this device," she said. "But we need a rare mineral to power it." Jack knew what she was talking about. The mineral that the Kraan were after, the one that could control time itself. "We know where to find it," Jack said. "But we need to be careful. The Kraan are after it too." The woman nodded. "I'll help you," she said. "But first, we need to activate the time portal." The group worked together to activate the device, with the woman leading the way. As the device hummed to life, a swirling vortex appeared in the center of the orb. "It's working!" Sarah exclaimed, staring in amazement. But just as they were about to step into the portal, they heard a loud crash from outside. The Kraan had arrived. "We have to go," Xander said, his eyes wide with fear. "We can't leave without that mineral," said Jack. "We have to get it, no matter what." The group prepared to face the Kraan, their weapons at the ready. The Kraan had arrived, and they were closing in fast. Jack and his crew, along with Xander and the time scientist, prepared to face them, their weapons at the ready. But as they looked out the window, they saw that there was no need for a fight. The Kraan were not attacking them. Instead, they were heading towards the location of the rare mineral. "They're going for the mineral," Jack said, his eyes widening in alarm. The group knew that they had to act fast if they wanted to stop the Kraan. They raced towards their own hovercraft, which Xander had parked nearby. "We have to stop them," Jack exclaimed. The group sped towards the location of the rare mineral, with the Kraan hot on their tail. But as they reached the location, they saw that the Kraan had already arrived. "They're here," Sarah said, her voice shaking. But Jack wasn't deterred. He knew that they had to stop the Kraan from getting their hands on the rare mineral. The group sprang into action, with Xander leading the way. He had created a series of traps, which they used to slow down the Kraan. They hurled spears and rocks at them, causing them to stumble and fall. As the group fought the Kraan, Jack saw something that caught his eye. It was the rare mineral, sitting in a nearby cave. "We have to get that mineral," Jack said, his eyes fixed on the glowing blue substance. But as he moved towards the cave, he was tackled by a Kraan warrior. They rolled on the ground, each trying to gain the upper hand. Jack knew that he was in trouble. The Kraan were strong, much stronger than he was. But just as he was about to give up, something incredible happened. The time portal, which the scientist had activated back at the lab, suddenly flickered to life. A beam of light shot out from the portal, enveloping Jack and the Kraan warrior. Jack felt a strange sensation, as if he was being pulled through time itself. And then, just as suddenly as it had started, it stopped. Jack found himself standing in a strange place, a place unlike any he had ever seen before. The air was filled with a strange energy, and the ground beneath his feet seemed to hum with power. He looked around, trying to make sense of what had just happened. And that's when he saw them. The time travelers.